have some patience. That's just your temptation.
What's up, YouTube family? It's your boy Rue. Today I'm gonna tell y'all the story about my 3-year relationship and how it almost led to marriage, but it was really a divorce. This is my guy Lonely right here. This is who I talk to when I'm in my head. I've been single for almost 2 years. I had to learn how to get comfortable with myself. The main thing that I kind of learned out of this whole experience, I'm figuring out who I'm becoming through being by myself. I actually have no problem being by myself.
You lying? Yeah.
I take care of myself a lot better. I have a daily routine. I have things to look forward to instead of giving my energy to one person. I get to explore more. I get to adventure and learn things about myself without having to rely on someone else to make me happy. So yeah, let's kind of get into the story. I dated this girl. I'm not going to say her name to protect her identity. I don't want to make her look bad, but I will be blunt. Let's call her Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
So I met Felicia through a group of friends, but at the time I was like intimate with somebody else. I didn't let the person that I was intimate know that I had feelings for someone else at the time. But this was all fairly new to me. I'm not a cheater. I wouldn't say I'm a cheater.
Damn, I can't help my cousin bring the bags in the house. We went to the grocery store, man.
Sometimes like you really follow your heart. Following your heart kind of gets you in trouble. And I actually think before I make rational decisions, I had met Felicia through a group of friends. It was just like an instant connection. We always hung out. I think for like the first year of our relationship, we probably went about a day, maybe a week, like a day apart. Like we always wanted to be together. I was always used to being with somebody. Growing up, I was just kind of lonely. I didn't really have a lot of friends. And if I did have friends, they were just socially awkward like me, or, they like their space. They just knew who they were. People really didn't attract to that. Opposites attract. Me and Felicia always did everything together. I used to go to work with her. She used to come to my job for lunch. I used to go to her job for lunch. And we would stay at each other's houses damn near every day. It just became toxic. I really didn't realize it was becoming toxic until I started having insecurities.
Look, you're a simp.
It was a lot of trust issues going on from the beginning. I had to take these things into perspective. Like I really had to sit down and really analyze the situation and the relationship that was going on between me and her. At the beginning of the relationship, she was more of the chaser. I knew I was kind of getting feelings for her. I wouldn't say in love, but I knew I had strong feelings for her at the beginning. I knew she had strong feelings for me at the beginning, but I kind of took it lightly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really didn't value this person like I should have. Because, just being a guy, sometimes you do have options, sometimes you don't. Our relationship was going okay. We hung out. We always used to go out to eat. We would just go adventure. We would go different places. We would talk about our futures. We would talk about our families. It was just a learning phase for us. One of my big things was trying to figure out where I wanted to be with this person in 5 or 10 years. I always want to progress. I always want to be ahead of the game, kind of. I always want to figure out what I want to do. I want generational wealth. I want to be successful. I just want to have something positive. And that was my main thing coming into that relationship with that person. I really didn't know where things were going to go because she had a past before me.
Brother, what's that?
Before, being with her, I used to have a lot of insecurities. Like, does this person actually care? Does this person deal with their ex? Does this person cheat? Does this person not have an emotional connection with me? And that's where my downfalls kind of came in the relationship, because I wasn't able to read her mind and see how she actually felt about me. For the most part, at the beginning of our relationship, it was a lot of happiness, a lot of let's see where we could be. Let's get goals set. Let's accomplish some things together. And I feel like I did a lot for her and she did a lot for me.
Cap.
As an end result, it was kind of toxic. So me and Felicia stayed with each other back and forth for maybe about like a year and a half before she eventually, wanted to get her own place. I've always felt like I wanted to get my own place, but my goal as a spouse or a partner was to be there and support that person and their dreams. It takes two in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? You can't do everything by yourself. And if I could do more for that person, I would always be that person to, try to do more for that person. Me and Felicia kind of moved in with each other. We had got our own place. I wouldn't say our own place because she didn't look at it like that, but
This bitch got me paying for trips.
I had the opportunity to go and get my own place. Like I said, our relationship was at a peak and she wanted me to move in. She didn't want to be alone. So, me just being a guy and being a protector, I jumped in fast and I was like, yeah, sure, let's see where it goes instead of putting myself first. So me and Felicia moved in for the first year. We have on and offs, we have disagreements, we have ups and downs, we have times where they're amazing. And then we got times where it's like, F you, go here, go there, get out. I hate you, you're cheating on me with this person. It was just a lot of toxicity and conflict that couldn't be resolved from past trauma. So I kind of got to a point where me just leaving all the time and being with this person wasn't making me happy, but I would still stay. And I felt like she kind of did the same, but I can't speak for her. I cannot speak for her. But sometimes you just know what you know. I thought that being with her and trying to stick it out through the problems, even though we weren't married, was helpful because, you know what I'm saying? Like, two heads are better than one. If you actually think about it, you can't do everything by yourself. As much as you want to, you can't. I do have to put a little bit of blame on myself because as you get older, you mature, but I didn't allow the relationship to breathe. I kind of got attached. I just wanted to be with her all the time. I wanted to see how far we could make it with being together, see how much we could do, see how much we could accomplish. So yeah, like the relationship just started spiraling. We ended up moving into our second place after the first year. At this time, we're both in school. She's always had dreams of kind of going to college. Her family does. They value religion. They valued education. They valued knowledge. They valued respect to a T. At the same time, just everything can't always be one-sided. And I felt like people being entangled in our relationship was something that really affected and deteriorated what we had. As a man, I didn't want to allow it, but sometimes you have to give people their space. Be open to learning new things. At the same time, I couldn't allow myself to keep taking the tarnishment and the negativity that was coming my way. Everybody has a limit, and then it's like, how far would you go before you allow someone to keep stepping on your toes and stabbing you in the back, mistreating you, and not showing you that they actually care about you? There were a lot more problems in the relationship besides what we could get accomplished together living in the same household. We had family issues. We had views that were different. Our routines didn't align. Another thing, I feel like sometimes we weren't able to express ourselves with each other without being negative.
You hate me?
Yeah, that's right. I hate your ass. You make me sick.
And when I say being negative, like speaking about each other on a highly positive level, it was more about like what's wrong with the relationship. In our second year of being in a relationship, she kind of brought up like the idea of being married. It was kind of like the first year of our relationship that she talked about being married. I don't know if it was like for making her feel loved, having something she's never had, or seeing that but not believing it. I'm not sure why she wanted to get married. I never kind of really thought about marriage. I was more of a person where it's like, I'm fine being here. If marriage is where we go, then let's see how good we do now not being married and living together. Let's just try out like a Netflix ultimatum experiment and see how we'll really feel being with each other for 20 and 30 plus years. So that's where the whole living thing came into context. She brought up the marriage thing and I kind of like really thought about it day in and day out. It wasn't something I was like typically fond of being. I'm still getting to know you. Yeah, I have feelings for you. And at this point, I do love you. But it wasn't something that was always something I wanted to do, something that I've always dreamed of. Marriage isn't something a young bachelor like me wants to think about or something that I'm really ready to rush into. When she brought up the marriage thing, maybe about like 6 months to 7 months later, I ended up buying her a ring. I really don't know why I bought her a ring. I did love her at this point, like I said. I feel like it was more to make her happy. I feel like it was more to just like take her mind off the fact that we're still growing and learning. I respect marriage. It's not something that's traditional to me. And if it was something that I had to mentally be ready for. I had to be mentally stable. I had to have like some path, some direction. I got her the ring to like put it aside, but show her that I cared. So at this point, we're living in our second apartment. This is the third year. I've been freelancing. I've been working here. I've been working there. Our relationship isn't getting any stronger. It's at like a standstill at this point. She's trying to figure out what she wants to do. She's not happy. She's happy some days. She wants to go out. She wants to explore. And then I'm kind of in the mode now where I'm like, okay, I've gotten you a ring. We live together now, and now I want to get married.
Nigga, what?
So the tables kind of turn here. I'm thinking about it more and more. I'm thinking about where we are. I'm taking care of the house. I'm doing what we have to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to go out and work. And it's like, we're just not on the same path. So you can tell when things are going bad. A person stops communicating with you. The emotional connection just like fades away. They like confide in other people. They just want to be away. And that's what I started feeling. I started feeling distance. And I'm like, well, wow. You know, we've had ups and downs. We've had bad points in our relationship. We've had greats. Now I'm starting to feel a certain type of way, like there's no love. I'm like, okay, well, if you can't talk to me about these things and I can't talk to you about these things, like what are we really doing? We're still living together. I'm doing my little thing and she's doing hers. She's going to school. I'm going to school. We're having dinner every night. We're still sleeping in the same bed at this point. The affection wasn't there. I wouldn't say I'm insecure at this point, but I'm starting to feel insecurities. So I might have did the wrong thing by going through her phone, but I had to just to know were we actually getting anywhere, especially when you're being really faithful and you're investing your all into this. I don't want to waste anybody's time and I don't want anybody to waste my time. But I know that at the beginning of that relationship, I told her that if you felt like you were gonna ever cheat, please leave me. I specifically said that. So I can't be a hypocrite and say we both haven't had situations where we've stepped out on each other. Knowing the type of person that I am,
just leave me. I don't want to be with you, and you know you don't want to be with me. Just leave me.
Let me know. Just tell me. So that's where I think there was another no, like a big error in our relationship, because it wasn't a lot of I can come to you and tell you how I'm feeling. Oppose that in us trying to work it out, to make an effort towards actually trying to be together. You've asked me for a ring to feel like we're actually committed to each other. At this point, we're in year 3 of being in a relationship. So now I've developed some type of feelings, some actual type of long-term commitment to seeing where we could be. So this is where all goes bad. We're both in college at this point. We're in our second semester of our freshman year. It's her brother's birthday. She tells me that she's going to her dad's house for her brother's birthday. I've gotten over my insecurities at this point. Like, okay, that's cool, that's fine. Enjoy yourself, have fun with your brother. We talk about family. I know you don't see your family a lot, but I want you to spend time with them. That's fine, that's dandy. Go do your thing. You don't see your brother much. I know you want to see him more often. Go enjoy time with your dad and your brother. The plan was for her to go to her dad's house with her brother. I don't know what they were going to do. They were probably going to go out to dinner or something, but no one goes to their dad's house and wears lingerie under their clothes when they're leaving. I put 2 and 2 together. I did my investigative work. I did what I was supposed to. I feel like if I can trust you to go out in our relationship, that you would at least be a little bit honest with me. It's not my business to know where you're going. If I did ask you where you were going, it was for the safety of you. I wanted to always know where you were, as if you wanted to know where I were. Vice versa, but no one who's going to spend time with their dad and brother wears lingerie under their clothes. I had asked her to stay home and help me study for my finals, because at this point, if I don't pass these finals, I'm done with school. As much as I was supportive, I would have thought that she would have just respected being honest with me and letting me know that she was feeling a certain different type of way at this point. That was kind of like the end of our relationship. That really helped me figure out who I was at the end of the day. Really made me value spending time with myself, getting to know myself, being by myself, spending time with my family. It made me a better man. It helped me really explore what I wanted. As a person, I feel like we all have morals and limits and standards, but at some point in time, it's but so far I will go before I keep letting someone step on my toes or stab me in the back. I don't care how much you care about them. It's those limits. I feel like throughout that experience, she helped me learn perspective, looking at things from someone else's eyes. I became more optimistic in how I would want somebody to treat my daughter or my son if they were in a relationship, and how you would want to be treated at the end of the day. I feel like it showed me what I wanted out of life, Hypothetically, I know that I would want someone who's always positive, enjoys my company, who emotionally connect with me, who has goals, who has dreams, and makes these things priorities, who also has spiritual stability. Out of all of these things, if your spirit's not right, you can't be mentally prepared to be in a relationship with someone. It's like you're dragging them down. Have some type of optimism that things are gonna work even when they get hard. My biggest thing about going through that trial marriage was if marriage was even for me. It wasn't something that was gonna make me happy, but if I were to ever get married, I have to know that the person I'm with is exactly me.
Weird, buddy. You're weird.
They have to be like me. I can't speak for everybody. Sometimes opposites do attract, but the person has to have the same ambition as me, thinking financially the same emotional connection. Our love language could be different. I feel like you have to be on the same page. If your paths don't align, it's gonna be hard. This person could be doing one thing, you could be doing something else. You care about this person might not care about you the same way you feel about them. It's a lot, especially trying to be in a committed relationship. I feel like if you're gonna fully commit yourself to someone, you have to commit everything you do. Your life revolves around them. At some point, you have to come together. What are we going to do here? What are we going to do there? It takes some type of planning and vision to actually be married. That's one of the biggest decisions that people will make in their life. Being married for 20 and 30 plus years. Not just want to give up because things get rough and tough. That was my last relationship, and I really appreciate the experience that I went through with the person as well as for myself. I probably wouldn't be who I am today without that relationship. That really set the foundation for what I want moving forward. It helped me understand that I'm okay being by myself. I don't need anyone to make me happy. I don't need anyone to tell me they love me because I love myself and I have family that love me. I don't need someone to reassure me that I have potential because I know I have potential. By the way that I think now and the things that I do, I just want to keep growing. I don't want to hold anyone back from being able to do what they can do. I wouldn't want someone to do that to me, but there are people out there that want to drain you and not allow you to see what's out there. My advice, love yourself, love who you are, figure out who you are, set standards for yourself, set goals for yourself, have morals, have beliefs, take some time to yourself, give yourself space, acknowledge how far you've came by yourself, what it was like when you were by yourself, before you met the person that you were with. I'm not telling y'all to go out there and break up with your spouse. Reevaluate and analyze what's best for you. What's best for them? What's best for y'all's future, together or apart? Then value the things that you have outside of these people. Value what you know. Value what you don't know. Stay open to learning new things and meeting new people. That's how you grow into who you are going to be, where you want to be. That's the only way to figure out what's out there for you. There's 8 billion people in this world. By not getting that experience, you're only holding yourself back from your best. Really understanding who you are. No matter how hard the journey has been, it's only going to get better. No risk, no reward. I wish the best for everyone, including Felicia.
Cap.
It's only up from here. Thank y'all, YouTube family. It's Rue, and I'm checking out.
I done found some patience. That's just your temptation.